Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will learn the problem solving in UGC NET Computer Science previous paper of the year 2005, June paper 2. So in the previous video, we have discussed the first 25 questions. This is the part 2 of the video. I will explain concepts in simple terms and provide tips and tricks to help you ace the exam. So whether you are a beginner or an experienced programmer, so this video is for you. Let's get started. Which of the following are data link layers: standard Ethernet, HSSI, frame relay, 10-base and token ring? So here given the options and we have to find out what is the data link layer standard. So here Ethernet provides services up to and including the data link layer, and HSSI, high speed serial interface, works in physical layer. Frame relay is a WAN protocol. It is most commonly implemented at layer 2, that is in data link layer in the OSI model. And 10-base T. So 10-base T is transmitted used over the internet. Okay. So token ring, next one is token ring. Token ring provides services up to and including the data link layer. So here the correct option is C, that is 1, 3, 4, 5. So here Ethernet is in data link layer, frame relay is working in data link layer, and token ring is also working in the data link layer, and 10-base T also working in data link layer, except the HSSI, it is in physical layer. So Ethernet is a data link layer, HSSI is a physical layer, frame relay is a data link layer standard, and 10-base T is a data link layer standard, and token ring is also data link layer standard for networking. Next one. Which type of bridge would be used to connect an Ethernet segment with a token ring segment? The answer is the translation bridge. Okay, the name itself denotes translation. So it will connect the Ethernet segment with a token ring segment, which are two different types of LAN protocols. Okay, so translation bridge means it is a type of bridge that interconnects two different types of LAN protocols, that is the Ethernet segment with a token ring segment. So let us know about the remaining options also. What is transparent bridge and what is meant by source routing bridge? Transparent bridge are devices which connects more than one network segments with other bridge to make all the routing decisions. And source routing bridge. Source routing is a communication protocol in which the sending station is aware of all the bridges in the network and predetermines the complete route to the destination station before transmitting. Token ring uses this method. So the answer is the translation bridge. So we will use the source routing in the token ring network. Next one. Which type of links are used for a connection between two DTE devices? DTE means data terminal equipment devices. So which type of connection is established between two data terminal equipment devices? So we must know the difference between the DTE and DCE. So DTE device is a terminal or a computer, and the DCE is a modem or another carrier owned device. So DTE is an end instrument that converts user information into signal or reconverts received signal. There are two different types of devices assumed on each end of the interconnecting cable for a case of simply adding DTE to the topology. So there are DTE to DTE connection and DCE to DCE connection. Such cases need crossover cables such as for Ethernet or null modem for RS-232. Which type of links are used for a connection between two DTU devices? DTU means data terminal equipment. So it is a terminal or a computer, and DCU means it is a modem or another carrier bound device. So if you want to connect two DTUs, that means if you want to connect two computers here, then so what do you need? X.21 frame relay, ATM or modem. So basically we need a modem here to establish a communication between the two systems, because modem means modulator and demodulator. So it will modulate and demodulate the signals between the two computers. So modem is required here to establish the communication between two DTU devices. So let us know about the remaining options also. So we use the X.21 frame relay and ATM in the WAN wide area network. Frame relay and ATM are packet switching technologies used in wide area networks, but they require network infrastructure to operate. So we use the modem to establish connection between two DTUs. And what is the function of X.21? So it is mainly used to interface with the wide area network services. And why do we use the frame relay? So we use the frame relay in the physical and data link layer for the to establish communication channels using the packet switching network. And ATM, asynchronous transfer mode. So this is a telecommunication concept defined by ANSI and ITU standards for carriage of user traffic, including telephony, voice, data and video signals. Next one. Which protocol is used to encapsulate a data packet created of a higher OSI model layer? So which protocol is used here to encapsulate the data packet in a higher OSI model? So here the HDLC and SDLC both are high level, they both are the data link protocols, but they are not specifically meant for the encapsulating the data packet. Next, LAPV, Link Access Protocol with a D channel, is the second layer protocol on the ISDN protocol stack. Its development was heavily based on high-level data link control. And the LAPV, Link Access Protocol Balanced. So LAPV is a Link Access Protocol Balanced. So it is also a data link layer and basically used in the communication of X.25 networks and the point-to-point networks. So we use the Link Access Protocol LAPV to encapsulate higher layer data packets in the context. So answer is option D. Option D is the correct answer. Next one. What is the correct subnet mask to use for a class B address to support 30 networks and also have the most host possible? So first of all, we need to write the subnet mask for class B. So the subnet mask for class B is 255.255.0.0. That is the subnet mask, right? So 255.255.0.0. That means here the host values are 0 and network ID values are 255. Next. So we need to convert the given value into, we have to convert this into binary format. So if you are converting it into binary format, then we will get 8 ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 zeros followed by 8 zeros. Right. Now for 30 networks, we have to save the 5 bits from the most significant bit of the third octet, that is this one. So we have to save 5 bits from here. So then the option will be right. If you write the 5 bits in the host ID here, so it will be like this. So why we are taking the 5 bits here? So we know that 2 power 5 equals to 32 bits. Right? So that's why we are considering the 5 bits here. We are saving 5 bits from the host side here. So now if you convert this binary value into decimal value, then the answer is 255.248. So this value is 248.0. Okay. So the answer is C, option C. Next one. Which of the statements related to compilers is wrong? So lexical analysis is breaking the input in tokens. Syntax analysis is for parsing the phrase. Syntax analysis is for analyzing the semantics. So the option C is wrong, right? So this is the wrong one. So lexical analysis task is to break the input into number of tokens. This one is right. And syntax analysis main task is parsing the tokens. So option C is the correct one. Next. Which of the following is the most general phrase structured grammar? Regular, context sensitive, context free, and none of these. So we know the phrase structured means context sensitive language. Right. So phrase structured grammar is a context sensitive language. The option B is correct. So here given the different types of grammar here. Regular grammar is for a finite automata, so which is least powerful, and context-free grammars. Context-free grammar is more powerful than the regular grammars, and so this is used by the push-down automata. And context-sensitive grammars, so these are powerful than the context-free grammar, and used in the linear bounded automata. Okay, so grammar is represented by linear bounded automata. Next, unrestricted grammar. So there is no restrictions here for the production rules, and it is equivalent to the Turing machine. So context sensitive grammars are the most general phrase structured grammars because they impose constraints related to context while still remaining structured. Regular and context free grammars, both these are a part of the context sensitive language, subset of the context sensitive language. Next one. Which activity is not included in the first pass of two-pass assemblers? So option B is the correct answer. Constructing the machine code. Machine code is generated in second pass of the two-pass assembler, and it is not a pass of the first pass of the two-pass assembler. Next one. The dynamic binding occurs during the compile time, runtime, linking time, or pre-processing time. Dynamic binding is an object-oriented programming concept, and it is related with the polymorphism and inheritance. Dynamic binding means that a block of code executed with reference to a procedure call is determined at runtime. So the option B is the correct one. Next one. Symbol table can be used for. So why do we use a symbol table? Symbol table is actually a data structure created and maintained by compiler in order to store information about the occurrence of various entities such as variable names, function names, objects, classes, interfaces, etc. Symbol table is used by both the analysis and the synthesis part of a compiler. So the answer is here D, all of these. So we use the symbol table for checking the type compatibility, suppressing the duplication of error messages, and the storage allocation. Next one. Moving a process from main memory to hard disk is called dash. So what is the process of moving a process from main memory to hard disk? So it is called as a swapping. So swapping is a very useful technique that enables a computer to execute programs and manipulate data files larger than main memory. So actually in the main memory and the hard disk. Okay. So if you want to execute any program, then it must be available in the main memory, right? So CPU will access only the main memory. It cannot access the hard disk. So if you want to execute any program, it must be there in the main memory. But main memory is a limited memory. So that's why we store a program in a hard disk, and whenever we want, we will swap them to the main memory, and after the execution is completed, then we will again swap them back to the hard disk. Okay. So in this way, we will swap the data and programs between the main memory and the hard disk. So the answer is swapping. Next one. The principle of locality of reference justifies the use of. So where do we use the principle of locality of reference? So we use this concept in the cache memory, right? Locality of reference, also known as the principle of locality, is a term for the phenomenon in which the same values or related storage locations are frequently accessed which are present in a cache. The cache memory is smaller, faster memory which stores copies of the data from frequently used main memory locations. So we actually place the cache memory between the main memory and the CPU, right? CPU and main memory. So cache memory is placed between the CPU and it is the intermediate between the main memory and the CPU. So why do we use this cache memory here? So in the cache memory, we will place the frequently accessed programs, so that there is no need of going and searching in main memory for the frequent executions. The CPU will keep them in the cache memory. Okay. So here the principle of locality of reference means it will store the frequently used programs in the cache memory. So the answer is the cache memory. Next, bank-up algorithm is used for. The bank-up algorithm, sometimes referred to as the avoidance algorithm, is used to check after assigning requested resources system is in safe state, deadlock free or not. So that's why the answer is deadlock avoidance. Next one. Which is the correct definition of a valid process transition in an OS? In an operating system, the first when the process is created, it will be in a new state. Then when the process is ready to execute, then that means it is ready to execute, it will be in the ready queue. So the process will be in a running state when it is in the execution. And if the process is suspended or blocked, then it will be in the block or waiting state. If the process has completed the execution, then it will be in the terminated stage. So here given the different types of options here to define the correct definition of the process transition. Wake up, dispatch, block, timer, runout. So this is the diagram of the process transition: new state, ready state, running state and terminate state, waiting state. Okay, so there are actually 6 possible valid transitions among the 5 states. That is, these 5 states, there are 6 possible transitions. That is running to block. So the process will be created here and the process will enter the ready state. Right. So it will be from new to ready, and then so ready to running and running to ready state. So 3 states, right? And then waiting to ready state, running to waiting state, and running to terminated state. So these are the 6 possible transitions possible in the process life cycle. So here the correct answer is B. That is the dispatch state. Right. So in the dispatch state, the process will enter from ready to running state. So ready to running state. This is the dispatch state. So it is the correct transition in the given options. So option B is the correct one. Next, which of the following is not an Unix command? So in the given command, who am I, word count, list, put. So these first three are the Unix commands. Put is not a Unix command. Okay. So here the ls, list will list the files from the current directory, whereas the word count, it will tell you how many lines, words and characters are there in a file. And who am I, it returns your username. And put is not a Unix command. So the answer is option B. Okay. Next one. The capability maturity model defines 5 levels. So match these 5 levels with their defined process here. Level 1. So given level 1 to level 5. Capability maturity model is a methodology used to develop and refine an organization software development process, CMM. 5 process maturity levels based on certain key process area are initial, repeatable, defined, managed and optimized. So here the initial is the level 1 process. Here the initial level is the starting point is the level 1. It is ad hoc and it is the starting point for the use of a new or undocumented repeat process. And level 2. So level 2 matches the repeatable. So level 2 matches the repeatable and level 1 matches the initial. So why repeatable? Repeatable is a process it is at least documented sufficiently such that repeating the same steps may be attempted. And level 3 is defined. Level 3 is defined. Defined is the process which is defined or confirmed as a standard business processes. And level 4 is managed. Level 4 is managed. Managed is the process which is quantitatively managed in accordance with agreed upon metrics. And level 5 is the optimized. Level 5 is optimized. Optimizing is a process management includes deliberate process optimization improvement. So the correct option is B. So which one of the following is not a software process model? Which one of the following is not a software process model? So linear sequential model, prototyping model, the spiral model, COCOMO model. Linear sequential, prototyping and spiral models are a software process model, whereas the COCOMO model, that is called constructive cost model, is an procedural software cost estimation model developed by Boehm. System development lifecycle has the following stages: requirement analysis, coding, design, testing. So which option describes the correct sequence of stages? So first we have to gather the requirements, followed by design, coding and finally testing. So the sequence is not given here, that is none of the above. So 1, 3, 2 and 4. So this sequence is not mentioned here. So that's why the option is D, none of the above. So in the analysis, user needs and user needs are collected and they are documented here. And in design, document focuses on how to deliver the requirement functionality. And coding, the collected requirements are properly coded and they are executed. And finally testing, so we will check whether the software is properly working or not and whether there are any bugs. So the option is none of the above. Next one, which one is a measure of software complexity? Lines of code, number of man years, number of function points. So answer is line of code. A source lines of code, also known as the lines of source lines of code, is a software metric used to measure the size of a computer program by counting the number of lines in the text of the program's source code. And functional point is a unit of measurement to express the amount of business functionality and information system provides to a user. Function points are used to compute a functional size measurement software. Here the cost of a single unit is calculated from the cost brackets. So answer is the lines of code. Next one. Which type of coupling is least preferred? So first of all, what is meant by coupling? Coupling is the measure of degree of interdependence between software modules, a measure of how closely connected two routines or modules are. The strength of the relationship between the two modules is denoted by coupling. So there are different types of coupling, that is content coupling, common coupling, control coupling, stamp coupling, data coupling. So the more preferable one is data coupling. So data coupling is the more preferable one, and the least preferred is content coupling. Okay. So the most preferred is the data coupling and least preferred is the content coupling. So the answer here is the control coupling. And these type of questions were asked many times in the UGC NET and ISRO exams, many competitive exams. So they will ask you, so what is the least preferred coupling, most preferred coupling, and what is meant by what are the different types of cohesion. So what is the most preferred cohesion and least preferred cohesion? And sometimes they will ask, like they will give the definition of the suppose they will give the definition of the common coupling, and they will give some options here. So which one is the definition of this particular thing? So like this they will ask. So these questions were repeatedly asked in the NET exam. Next one. PVM and MPI library functions are implemented on the top of. So these are implemented on the top of Canvas. So that's why the option is none of the above. So none of the above. Next one. The frequency reuse plan is divided into cell grouping using how many cells, where the number of cells equals n. The frequency reuse plan is divided into cell groupings of 7 cells or 9 cells, where each cell in the group uses a different set of frequencies. This arrangement helps to minimize interference between cells and maximize the efficient use of the available spectrum. So the answer is C. Which interim standard describes interswitching networking? IS-95 is the standard that describes the interswitching networking. Theoretically, how many 1.25 MHz carriers are there in a CDMA cell? So in a CDMA cell, there are normally 9 1.25 MHz CDMA carriers per cell. So each of these 1.25 MHz carriers can handle 22 to 40 voice calls. So the answer is C. Another name of IEEE 802.11a is. So these type of questions were also asked. So what they will ask the different versions of the IEEE, that is 802.4, 802.3. So they will ask what is the name of IEEE 802.3, right? Or else they will ask, so for suppose there is token ring. So token ring is which version of IEEE? Okay, so like that they will ask some questions. So these type of questions were also repeatedly asked in the UGC NET. So the answer for this question is Wi-Fi 5. So C is the answer. So this is about the This is all about the different questions asked in the UGC NET 2005 June paper 2. Hope it is useful for you, and thanks for watching my video.